Hello, welcome to my plant knowledge class. My name is Gail Mueller and I will be your instructor. As a retired landscape contractor, I thought it would be helpful to all you do-it-yourselfers to share my knowledge of plants and landscape design with you. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my background to make you more comfortable with the knowledge I will share with you. I have an Associate of Applied Science degree in Ornamental Horticulture from the Community College of Southern Nevada. I was published in the 21st annual edition of the National Dean's List, 1997 to 98. My GPA was 3.97. I taught gardening and irrigation classes at the Desert Demonstration Gardens, which was a 2-acre botanical garden owned by the Las Vegas Valley Water District, where I worked for 5 years. As a freelance writer for Sunset Magazine, I authored 6 articles between 2000 and 2004. I worked at Star Nursery in Las Vegas and a couple other nurseries in Mammoth Lakes, California. I also worked for a couple other landscape contractors before becoming one myself, and I also was a seasonal employee at a golf course in Carson City, Nevada called Clear Creek Tahoe. I was the owner of Evergreen Landscape in Mammoth Lakes, California for 15 years. My California contractor's license was 860408, now inactive due to retirement. As a contractor, landscape design and maintenance come with the territory. In the following slides, you will see quite a few plant photos, some of them showing my work. A GM, initials being Gail Mueller, not General Motors, next to the photo in small font signifies plants that I installed either in my own yard or landscapes that were designed by me and installed and maintained by Evergreen Landscape. Any photo without a GM is a stock photo for illustration purposes. In this class, I will introduce you to the world of plants, specifically landscape plants, so you can create your own outdoor sanctuary. As you know, everyone doesn't live in the same climate, or what I will refer to as a zone, when we refer to plant requirements, so I have a lot of ground to cover. USDA stands for the United States Department of Agriculture. They've determined the appropriate temperatures for plant survival. The point of the map is to determine if a plant is suited for your property. Match the color where you live with the color-coded temperature chart. You can also search your zip code online with plant hardiness zones in case the color on the map is too difficult to determine for your location. Your local nurseries usually only sell plants that are zoned for your area, but when you're shopping, check the plant tag anyway just to be sure. You obviously don't want to plant a cactus in a northern cold climate like North Dakota. When designing a landscape, there are 3 things to consider other than USDA zones and plant types. First of all, sun exposure. Generally speaking, plants that have flowers need sun or they won't bloom. They most likely will live but won't thrive and produce blossoms. Secondly, water requirements. All plants need more water during the first year after planting. Once they are established, after a year, you can reduce the amount of water. Size matters. That's me in the photo standing next to a century plant. Consider the mature size of the plant when deciding on a proper location for your property. Next, we're going to cover the different plant types, perennials versus annuals. As the name implies, an annual needs to be planted every year. A perennial plant comes back every year on its own, growing back again from its roots. Some perennials are short-lived, lasting a year or two, but some can live beyond 8 years depending on the species. This makes perennials less labor-intensive and more cost-effective since they don't need to be replaced every year. Since there are literally thousands of perennials, there is a diverse range of bloom times, providing colorful displays from spring through fall. Some of the more common annuals are pansies, petunias, snapdragons, marigolds, impatiens, begonia, sweet alyssum, verbena, Gerber daisies, sweet peas, lantana, zinnia, geraniums, dahlia, and chrysanthemums, to name a few. As a landscaper in Mammoth Lakes, California, which is from 7,600 feet to 8,000 foot elevation, we didn't have a very long growing season. Therefore, most people didn't plant annuals in that climate because by nature, annuals are short-lived. Perennials were quite popular though, so I would use them in my landscape designs extensively, always making sure something was blooming in spring, summer, and fall. The addition of numerous bright colors to an otherwise green yard creates a spectacular effect when building an eye-catching sanctuary. For the scope of this class, I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorite perennials. First, we'll cover the perennials that bloom in spring. Next, we'll review summer bloomers, then finally fall blooming perennials. Where possible, the common name and the botanical name will be displayed. Not all plants have a common name. So from here on out, I will just let you enjoy the beautiful photos and the descriptions of the perennials. And next, after spring blooming perennials, we'll cover summer blooming perennials. the end of our first class, and you're probably wondering, where can I buy all these plants? Well, if Lowe's and Home Depot and Walmart don't have them, try your local nursery. I often bought my plants as a contractor in Mammoth Lakes from Monrovia. They're a major grower. You can go online, monrovia.com, and pick your plant, and they partner with Lowe's. So if you order a plant on monrovia.com, they can ship it to your local Lowe's where you can pick it up. The native plants are a little trickier because not everybody grows natives. So I would also refer you to go online in your local area and see if there's any native plant growers. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you in class 2.